Welcome to a very, very, very special episode of Film Fanatics presented by St. George News. I'm Adam Mast with Cinemast.net.
And I'm Bruce Bennett with madaboutmovies.org.
So, that was great.
That was good.
We should harmonize more often. A couple of days ago, we talked about the LDS-themed Saturday's Warrior, and that prompted us to do this special show where we talk about some of our favorite movie musicals. And this is a topic that's very dear to Mr. Bennett's heart because he moonlights as a champion of community theater.
Absolutely.
In fact, you guys are gearing up to do My Fair Lady.
That's right.
And I am completely intrigued to see what's on your list.
I spent days poring over this list.
I'll bet you did. I'm curious to see if My Fair Lady is on the list.
I cried, literally.
It's so great. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our top 10.
Right.
And I'm going to throw it over to you.
All right.
I'm going to let you start. We're going to go from 10 to 1.
Very good. Let's start out with this by saying, what is a movie musical? First of all, Adam, the way I see a movie musical is basically where the cast sings the songs of the show. And the second thing is that I love about this is that movie musicals are timeless. And when I created my list, I looked at those movie musicals. And by the way, a movie musical can be one created for the film that leads to stage musical adaptations,
right,
or stage musicals that lead to movie musicals, and that transfer doesn't always work.
Right, and I would also like to add that there are unconventional musicals. This is not necessarily, these films that we have on our list are not necessarily movies that right at the peak of dramatic tension people break into song. There are different kinds
Hopefully,
of
they don't always do that.
Exactly, so I'm going to throw it over to you. Let's do it.
Here's my number 10, Dreamgirls. This criminally underappreciated 2006 film earned 7 Oscar nominations, but not a Best Picture nomination, and features career-defining performances while celebrating one of my favorite periods of music, late 60s and early 70s Motown. Ah, love it. Number 9, Yentl. I really must be a theater geek, Adam, because I insist on including this film, which starred and was co-produced by rookie director Barbra Streisand, who, like her character, was a pioneer and, the greatest female voice on the planet. Number 8, The Sound of Music. Well, do, re, mi. The Hills Are Alive with one of those films that is impossible not to like. It's got nuns, Nazis, and freaking Julie Andrews, and a Rodgers and Hammerstein soundtrack that everyone can sing.
Cream-colored ponies and Christoffel strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles.
My number 7, Adam, is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I saw this film as a kid in the theater, and it haunted and thrilled me then as it does now. This adaptation of Roald Dahl's famous book is still cool, and Gene Wilder as Wonka is still simply stunning. Number 6 is Once. We both adore this 2000 film, Adam, which follows an Irish busker who meets a lovely immigrant from the Czech Republic, and the rest is simply magic. They made a great stage musical from this film too, Adam. My number 5 is Singing in the Rain. If you wanted to steer a novice to only one American musical that defines the genre, this is it. A great story, amazing choreography and dancers, and the greatest singer-dancer ever, Gene Kelly. If you are ever in a bad mood, put this baby on. My number 4 is Hard Day's Night. Yes, the Beatles' first film is absolutely a musical, capturing the innocence and goofiness of the Liverpool boys just as they were about to take the world by storm. It influenced everything from music videos to the Monkees and contains, quite simply, the greatest pop rock film soundtrack ever. My number 3 is West Side Story. Besides Leonard Bernstein's killer score and the memorable songs, this was one of the first movie musicals with something much more than singing and dancing on its mind. Racial harmony. A message that, like the movie, still rings as true as ever. And my number 2, Beauty and the Beast. A tale as old as time, this classic tale probably should have won the Best Picture Oscar in 1992. Well, Silence of the Lambs was pretty good too. And its Disney stage musical version still packs theaters all over the globe because it is simply an almost perfect musical, enchanting in every word and every note.
Wow, that's a great list. And I don't think, let's just end the suspense. What's your number 1?
My number 1 film is The Wizard of Oz.
Of course it is.
Over 75 years old, this film is my number 1 movie musical because it's my favorite film of all time. What can I say, Adam? This film will last forever.
That
It's
is
gonna
a great list, and guess
Right.
what? As fate would have it, there are a few repeaters on my list. You'll
Excellent.
be happy to know.
Great minds.
So shall I go
Please
for
do.
it? All right, I'm going to go for it. At number 10, Sheldon Demke, our producer. This one's for you. Number 10, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. There was no way I was leaving this baby off the list.
Guilty pleasure.
Admittedly, this film is best viewed in its incredibly popular midnight setting, but it should be noted that in addition to its off-kilter sensibility and obvious cult status, the Rocky Horror Picture Show is a high-energy romp with quirky rock tunes, committed performances by the likes of Tim Curry, Susan Sarandon, and Meatloaf. Let's do the time warp again. Number 9, I'm going the unconventional route, a movie that hardly anyone's seen that I absolutely adore. Seek it out. It's a film called Rudderless. This is a powerful, provocative father-son story, and it isn't a musical in the traditional sense, but it is a story in which music is used to heal the soul, therefore I couldn't justifiably leave it off the list. Billy Crudup and Anton Yelchin are fantastic, and they're both great musicians, too. It should also be noted that Rudderless is the directorial debut of actor William H. Macy, and it's really impressive. Of course, he's working with great music and a strong screenplay by Jeff Robinson and Casey Twinter, so that certainly helps. Number 8, I wanted to include a Disney movie on the list, which is really hard because they have a wealth of great movies. I am going with The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Awesome. Just missed my list.
Yes, this was a very tough choice. I ended up going with this Tim Burton, Henry Selick holiday mashup because the stop motion is gorgeous. The story of Jack Skellington's crusade to take over Santa's position during Christmas is so darned imaginative. And of course, because of Danny Elfman's tunes, they are simply unforgettable. Highly
And I
recommend
think
this
they are
movie.
going to make a stage musical of it.
I think it's about time. Number 7, Moulin Rouge, which is
Awesome.
bound to be, actually, believe it or not, a controversial choice. Baz Luhrmann's polarizing musical is an ambitious, dizzying, altogether audacious effort. It's an insane spectacle that recklessly fuses more song genres than you could possibly imagine. Perhaps Moulin Rouge's most endearing aspect is that the cast members, even the ones that aren't particularly good vocalists, do their own singing, and it actually adds to the endearing quality of the movie. Controversial choice, but I loved it. Number 6, a little tiny bit of a cheat. It's the John Waters trifecta. He did 2 versions of Hairspray. One came out in 1988 with Ricky Lake. The other was and that was directed by John Waters himself.
Right.
The 2007 musical that was based off the stage play directed by Adam Shankman, which is fantastic.
Yes.
And I'm throwing Crybaby in there, which is
Okay.
a really underappreciated movie. It's kind of like a dirty version of Grease, I
Who was
guess you
the
could
star
say.
of that? A little
Johnny
actor?
Depp, little
Yes,
actor named
right.
Johnny Depp. Fantastic movie. Number 5, The Hills Are Alive, with The Sound of Music, which you already touched on your list, and you said it eloquently. I'm not going to redo it. I will say this movie means a lot to me because I was Kurt Von Trapp in high school, so I've got a very soft
Aye, aye,
spot for this
Captain.
movie. Number 4, The Wizard of Oz. It was your number 1. I'm not even about to trump what you said.
Right.
I will say 2 words, though. Judy Garland. I mean,
Right.
it doesn't get any better than that. It's a magical movie experience, and it's a movie that everyone needs to see at some point in their life. Number 3, Once, another repeater. John Carney's sweet tale of an Irish street musician and a Czech muse who inspires him as an absolute charmer of the highest order. The film features Glenn Hansard and Markita Glova, who won an Oscar for Falling Slowly. Fantastic. I absolutely love this movie. I would go so far as to call it the best movie musical of the modern era. I honestly believe that. Number 2, Grease. You can't go wrong with Grease. When I was 9 years old, my mom dropped me off at a movie theater to watch this on a double bill with a PG-rated version of Saturday Night Fever. I stayed in the theater all day, watched both movies
That
twice.
version's only about 15 minutes long.
Exactly. I love Saturday Night Fever, but Grease, I mean, what can you say? The songs are great. I love the 50s backdrop and the chemistry between a charismatic John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. Adorable, spot on. And my number 1 pick, I'm going way against the grain on this one. I absolutely love this movie. The Blues Brothers. That's
Wow.
right. You had to know I was going to throw the Blues Brothers on this list. Yes, it's R-rated. Don't let that deter you from seeing this movie. The thing is, this movie really does it defies categorization because it's an action movie, it's a comedy, it's a bromance, but above all, it's a musical. It's got amazing performances in it by Aretha Franklin, James Brown, Cab Calloway, Ray Charles, and Belushi and Dan Aykroyd are great. They do incredible musical numbers in this movie. I'm going with the Blues Brothers. I absolutely love it. This was an extra long show, but we had a lot to say, didn't we?
And we had to cut down our list down to 10. That was hard.
Yeah, exactly. I think we wanted to do like 50 movies each.
I could easily.
Well, that's another fabulous edition of Film Fanatics. We hope you enjoyed it. My name's Adam Mast with Cinemast.net.
And I'm Bruce Bennett with madaboutmovies.org.
And we're Film Fanatics.
Are you?
Cabin in the woods.
You know,
Yeah, it's so
seeing
great.
Saturday Night Live in Greece, that was a great summer.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, I saw the R-rated version too.
Yeah, sure.
But the